West Ham are playing tonight, Chelsea, which I'm really looking forward to. And it's also transfer deadline day, a day that I've sort of grown to dislike over time, I think. I used to really love a deadline day, the drama and what was going to happen. I still have a little bit of that excitement about it, but I always find it a bit frustrating. I'm always one of those people that finds it annoying that it always seems to wait until the final day that clubs make these moves and things kind of materialise. It can be a little bit annoying, isn't it? Especially when it comes to the last final few hours. You're thinking you've had a month, Anyway, I'll stop grumbling on. It's been an interesting day so far for West Ham. As I record this, I'm kind of have to sort of put a disclaimer out that I appreciate things can change because they do change really quickly. So I'll be putting out a video now, and within an hour, or probably in 5 minutes, it's out of date. You know what I mean? It's already worthless. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, but let's wait and see. A few sort of key parts are, let's talk about Evan Ferguson. The main big move today for West Ham, without a doubt. We've been reporting on it for quite some time now. That's now been completed. He's now officially playing for West Ham for the remainder of the season on a straight loan from Brighton. I appreciate there are frustrations with this deal from some suggesting, well, why are we doing this? Because it's helping out Brighton, not really doing a lot for us. As I've said before, I don't really agree to that. I think it's a good move for us, actually. I think it works well for both football clubs. It helps Brighton get their player playing, gets the value up. That's what they want. Okay, but West Ham need a striker, and we need a good striker as well. So it's someone as well that we know works well with Potter. So immediately that eradicates that fear. Is he going to fit in? Is he going to be able to work with the boss? Well, we know that that's not going to be a problem. So I think it could work out a good deal for both clubs. But it's working out the structure of the deal. So obviously, it is a straight loan. I did see some tweets today suggesting that West Ham have got first refusal. I haven't seen anything to suggest that's actually true. So as far as I understand it, it's purely straight loan to the end of the season. Obviously, if he does very well, I'm sure West Ham will want to try and make it permanent. But Brighton are going to be difficult to negotiate with, and they're well within their right to be, because they basically said to West Ham, you could buy him now and he's your player. You take the risk on, or it's a loan. That's the option. So West Ham have decided to go for a loan, and I'm all for it. I've got to be honest, and I'm really excited to see him playing for West Ham. He's obviously not going to be available tonight. To be available, players had to register on Friday last week, before Friday at 12 o'clock. So none of the players that will be coming in today will be able to play tonight against Chelsea, which is fine. I've got to be no real problem with that, actually, because it means that these players are going to have a couple of weeks now, because we don't play again until the 15th after today, when we play Brentford at home. So that gives the new players a bit of time to settle in. Of course, Graham Potter will get into work with them. So I'm really, really pleased about this. I've got no problem. I really rate Ferguson. So I'm a happy boy. And yeah, great to see him in a West Ham kit. So that's really good news. Another really big piece of good news today, I'd say it's good news, is James Ward-Prowse back to West Ham. I never really understood why we let him go out on loan. I never really got it. I thought he had a decent first season at West Ham. He scored a few goals, great assists record as well. Worked hard. You know what you're getting from him. He's not a world beater. He's not been the best player on the pitch, but he's a good player. And I never really, especially for a squad player as well, never really understood Lopetegui's decision to park him and send him out on loan. I know that possibly it could have been to do with the fact that we were bringing other players in and trying to accommodate the costs and things like that. But that's what it is. I do know a story, and this is factual, that Lopetegui, when he came to the club, made Ward-Prowse the vice captain and told the squad, this is going to be the vice captain. Now, as far as I know, Ward-Prowse is a very popular figure at West Ham. He's a leader. Players like working for him. So the players were very on board with this. So it'd been Bowen as captain, Ward-Prowse as vice. And then literally like a couple of weeks later, they were told that Ward-Prowse was leaving. So straight away got people on the wrong side of the head coach at the time. So yeah, that's a true story, by the way. So I'm really pleased about it. I think it's a really sensible move by West Ham. Getting back in. I mean, his loan hasn't worked, but it's nothing to do with the player. No one could have predicted how well Nottingham Forest are going to do this season. He's just not going to get in the team. They're just playing so well. And I do feel for him a little bit, but I'm sure he's done well there. Do you know what I mean? Knowing what we know of James Ward-Prowse as a person, he's worked hard. He's been working tirelessly in training and wanting to do well. He's the utmost professional. So I'm really pleased actually to have him back. I think he'll be a great addition, a great squad player to have back in the side. And so, yeah, I'm well pleased with this. Now let's talk about other incoming players. Let's try and make it a little bit more exciting in terms of what could unfold today. Daniel Cummings is the sort of the big talking point today. I'm finding this is the striker from Celtic. Now, I just want to quickly go to it here. So we've got an update from ex-WHU employees. So there's been so many updates today that it's actually hard to keep up to date with them. It's been ridiculous. So it's anything I don't like about deadline day. Do you know what I mean? You sort of constantly, you write something up, you get something, oh, right, okay, that's what's happening. Literally in 5 minutes, the whole thing changes. So all that hard work you've done just got out the window. So we're in talks for Daniel Cummings at Celtic. Now, the arrangement is at this stage that West Ham are signing Cummings at the end of the season. That's all been agreed. He's out of contract with Celtic, and we've agreed a deal with him to come over in the summer. And the compensation to Celtic's all been agreed as well because of his age. And I believe it to be around about 250 grand, something like 200 grand, 250 grand compensation. I know some people are still questioning the player, why is Celtic letting him go? Why are we so interested? Now, what I understand it is Celtic don't want to let him go. They really, really rate him very highly. He's very highly rated in football circles anyway. A lot of clubs are interested in him. He has just struggled for game time at Celtic. I don't think, from what I understand it, he fits in with what Rodgers wants to do. But he doesn't want to let him go either. He wants him to stay, be patient, and work his way up. Whereas Cummings wants to be more involved and blah, blah, blah. So he's now keen to move on. So West Ham have got a deal in place. Now, this is a good coup from West Ham. We've gone in and got a striker that is, as I say, very highly rated. A lot of clubs after him. Now, what West Ham are trying to do is say, well, look, we're going to get him in the summer anyway. He's not really playing at the moment. Can we have him now? West Ham want him in now. I think West Ham want him in for development. Want to get him in and amongst the players around Graham Potter, see what he's about. Mark Noble said to be very much involved in this deal, which I love hearing that Cummings wants to join, and Noble's a big factor in that. So basically what West Ham have done is, well, rather than pay you X amount, whether it be the 250 grand at the end of the summer, West Ham said, well, I'll tell you what, we'll pay you $500,000 now, and we'll get him in 6 months earlier. You get your compensation, he gets to get his move a bit sooner, and we get to have the player. Now, Celtic are refusing to do that. They've rejected our approach to do that. Well, within their rights to. A little bit of frustration, I think, from the West Ham side. We feel like we could get that deal done. Now, although it's being reported everywhere that that's it now done, West Ham have just gone, okay, fine, we'll have him in the summer. I don't think that's actually the case. West Ham are going to likely to go back in to try and get an agreement done. So this is West Ham have had a second bid for Daniel Cummings rejected by Celtic. Everything is agreed with the player and the agent, but Celtic are not accepting our bid to allow him to move in this window. The situation is frustrating because he will join us in the summer anyway, whereby Celtic will be due compensation. However, they are being very stubborn at this stage and refusing to allow him to leave now. West Ham are now working towards the summer signing. However, we haven't ruled out trying to get it done today. As it stands, however, the move will not happen now until the summer. Mark Noble has been in charge of this deal and is a big fan of the player. Oh, this is another real good line from X. I really like reading this. It's recently been said, however, also how positive the feeling is around the academy since Graham Potter's arrived, and Noble is a big part of that as well. So it's a real good feel-good factor around West Ham, isn't there? It's good, and ever since Potter has arrived, it feels like everyone's starting to look up and enjoy life again. It's really good. So that's where we are, Daniel Cummings, anyway. So my gut is that we won't get him today. I think it will wait until the summer, which is a shame. I'd rather just get him in. I want to see what he's all about and hear good things about him, and you may even get to see him play a little bit for us this season, but it's not going to happen by the looks of it. It looks like it's more likely Celtic are going to hold firm and keep him until the summer. So that's where that one is. The other one now is Luis Guilherme. We've reported on this previously that he was likely to depart. Well, West Ham are trying to get him to get a deal arranged for him to leave the football club on a permanent, ideally. That's what they really want. They want him gone permanently if we can recoup the money. But that's sort of been... It's been a sort of story for a few weeks, isn't it? Now it's dragging on a little bit. So I'm just going to give you the update of what X has said at this stage. I say this is a little bit 3 o'clock, so this could easily change. We can confirm that the club are now trying to sort out a loan move for Brazilian midfielder Luis Guilherme. The move could come with an option or an obligation, but apart that this is so far loosely discussed. Now, there's 3 clubs we understand that are in for him. Sporting Lisbon, Porto, and Feyenoord are the 3 clubs that are showing strong interest in bringing him over. It is thought the club will consider selling the player as long as the club match what we paid for him. The player's availability was exclusively revealed by West Ham Way early in the window. So I'm really sad about the Guilherme thing. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big fan of what's happened there. I feel like we've we've not dealt with him well in terms of a player. I feel like we could have done so much better in terms of getting him. Sorry, line's got a bit funny there. I think we could have done better. I think we really could have done a lot better in terms of his development. I feel like we got him into the club, an 18-year-old moving across the other side of the world, and we haven't really come up with any plan for him, have we? We really haven't. All we've done is just sort of sit back and hoping he was going to sort of develop, but there was no plan. He's just sort of been dumped with the first team, and that's it. And I do feel for him. I'd rather, if West Ham are going to keep him, send him out on bloody loan, send him out to the Championship, somewhere like that. Get him playing football, for God's sake. I mean, the poor lad's just not playing football, and it's really disappointing how we've handled it. Really bad, which makes me query the whole Cummings thing as well. It's great, don't get me wrong, that Mike Noble's been involved. We want to get him in. We're all excited to get him part of the football club. We want him in clearly now as well. But there's also that part of me that feels like, but we're not very good at this. You know, I mean, we're bringing young players. We don't really ever seem to know what to do with them. So that's where we are at the moment with Guilherme. We are trying to let him go. I feel like if he's going to go today, it's likely to be a loan. I'd be surprised if a club's going to fork out £25 million or whatever it is, £20 million to bring him to take him off our hands on a permanent deal. I don't see that happening, but you know, things could change. This is where we are at the moment, as I say. So just to recap then, Ferguson deal's done. He's a West Ham player now for the rest of the season. Great, really pleased with that. James Ward-Prowse is officially back at West Ham, which I think is fantastic news. Great boost for everyone. Great to have another leader as well. Really excited to see how he works with Graham Potter as well. I think it's going to be a great addition for him. That's excellent. Daniel Cummings, unfortunately, looks like he's going to be coming to the summer, not today, which is a real shame. And Lewis Guilherme, West Ham are trying to move on. And that's where we are at the moment. Now, yeah, that's kind of where we are. I don't see any other deals happening at this stage. I know it's been a little bit frustrating in terms of other players coming in. Things have gone a little bit gone a bit quiet on the striker front. I'm just going to go through a couple of updates here we've got from Exeter to see where we are. Obviously, Brian Brobby deal has obviously collapsed now. There's no way that's going to be happening. Yeah, it just is where it is at the moment. I don't foresee any more deals at this stage unless West Ham. I mean, there's talk about a centre back possibly today, but West Ham we've got a lot to do. You know, in terms of if we're going to start getting some deals done quickly, it does feel like it's a little bit late. I do think what we really wanted to achieve was to bring in Ferguson, get that striker deal sorted out. So I'm really, really happy we've managed to do that. So that's fantastic. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. I'm hoping that's going to kind of be it in a way. I'm hoping that this video will go out. That's where we are. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to get some more players in. They're going to be great, but I just don't foresee that happening now. I think this is where it's going to stand. Daniel Cummings is obviously the only one that we're going to try to go back to Celtic, see if we can get something done. But yeah, Evan Ferguson, a great addition to have him. As long as we can keep him fit, that could be a really good loan signing for us. And I think it's a great addition having Ward-Prowse back in the squad and working with Potter. But it's only things that are positive. But look, it could well be there'll be another video out later on. Depending on what happens, of course, but let's wait and see. West Ham Chelsea tonight. Can't bloody wait. Looking forward to this game. I did the preview yesterday. You know my thoughts on that one. If you haven't seen it, go back and have a check it out. Yeah, let's see how the day pans out. Let's see what goes on. I mean, we've still got a few more hours yet till this window closes, and you just never know, do you? Especially with West Ham. My word. Come on, you ones.